Hello, beautiful souls. I'm so glad that you could join with me today. I am cracking up at the talk lately. Did you see that one that says that Akate had her all messed up? That's why Akate's mother, she's not darkness. That's what trying to be a content creator rather than actual doing spiritual work will get for you. Every single time. I pulled this magician card just a few minutes ago, and I was super, oh my God. Okay. I know what this is about. Let's talk about this. This is a temporary setback. This is I'm ready. I'm diving in, right? And it's like, okay, but I didn't get the response I wanted. Wait a minute. That's all this is. Oh, well, I didn't get the job I wanted. Put out another resume or give it a few weeks, see what happens. I was just telling somebody yesterday that I had applied for a job at one point and uh, did not get the job. And it was less than 6 months later, they called me back because the person they hired didn't work out. And I was the candidate that they decided to go with. Give it a minute. Patient. This is not a personal knock against you. This isn't that you've not been doing the work, that you're not on the right path, that you're not, it says nothing in that sort. What this says is that you personally wanted an immediate response. You wanted something to happen. You wanted somebody to be a certain way or do a certain thing, and you didn't get that immediately. That does not mean that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. What it means is take note of how you feel with that and then make sure that you're applying yourself appropriately. Beating yourself up about things that you don't have control over doesn't do you any good at all. This is about somebody else's path, and they need some space and they need some time. And perhaps it will never align for you and them, but it's just a temporary disappointment. This is not some long-standing grief or pain or agony that you're enduring. This is just a spirit wants you to suck it up. Yeah. Continue nurturing yourself. Continue working on what you're working on. You know what you need. You know what you need. You know where to find your resources. You know what steps to take. You know how to get there, and you're on path for it. You're learning and you're absorbing and you're doing so much with that. Make sure that you're being aware of opportunities in front of you. This Eight of Pentacles also wants us to make sure that while we're diligently doing what we need to do, that we're not letting things pass us by that couldn't benefit us as well. More tools, more resources, more learning experiences being presented to us. Being able to take a little bit more time to evaluate what you've been trying to accomplish. A little bit more time. A little bit more time to work on your emotions. A little bit more time to sort things out mentally. A little bit of time to stay organized. Make sure that you're working towards what it is that you really want and you're paying very close attention to the work that you're doing. So it's quality work. You don't want to just rush and get it done. That's not going to catch flies. We want it to be done skillfully. No, you have the powers of creation already within you. You are such a powerful manifester. You make everything happen for you in the way that it needs to happen. And in divine timing, all things fall into place. So there is no need for you to feel grief or disappointment at what didn't come to pass in the timing that you thought it would. you're still on the right track. And in fact, it's very well going to show up for you when the timing is just right. This is just temporary. I don't even want to show this card because it's like the card most people think of when they think about being let down or feeling bad. Mm-mm. This is what we're focused on. Our magician, our creator, our manifester, all of the power that you have within you to make what you desire come to fruition, to feel and know that you are on track for what you want, to feel and to know secure in how to accomplish it. Everything that you have is right here. To continue to diligently work and improve those skills and increase your abilities, and to do so in a way where you are becoming a master. That's what's really important here. Your temporary setbacks are just temporary. Spirit wants you to know that you're doing such a wonderful job. Keep doing it. Be patient. Don't allow what timing is in this divine timing sense to affect your self-esteem, to cause you doubt, to make you think that things aren't, that you're not headed in the right direction. Because if you feel right, if you feel like you're headed in the right direction, you are. Okay. So that's what we're focused on here, babes. You know what you're doing. And, you do what you feel called to do. And not everybody's ready to work with Hecate. For some people, that's going to cause, especially if you're not authentic in your path, will rip you apart. But I also don't recommend that you go on and create all content about this is who I work with. You don't see me talking about that, do you? There's a reason for that. Because that work is for me. It's not for everyone else. That's my personal work. This is the work that I share with you to help you on your guidance. And I don't need to tell you who to be working with. You choose according to what feels right to you. Now, if you need some assistance figuring out who that might be, let's talk. But other than that, I trust you know what you're doing. And if you need guidance, if you need support, we're all here together, healing it. Lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. Portal, infinite mind, and awakening consciousness. You are becoming more aware of your powers, aren't you? You're becoming more confident in what you're doing. There was something about the last few days that had us all feeling a little unseated, and it was frustrating. We had done all this work and we had all these things in play, and felt a little disoriented. I guess that's the word I want to say. I felt disoriented. I didn't feel like myself. Yesterday, I felt so completely just, and I knew I was feeling the energy of so many people. It wasn't just my own feelings, but compounded with my own feelings of feeling just distracted and unseated, and like my footing was just off. And so I really didn't accomplish much. And I felt okay with that. I was okay with that. Because today I woke up being even more in tune. I just took my time to rest. I trust myself. I trust what I feel. I trust what my body's telling me. And it told me to go to bed early. It said, go to bed, babes. And I was like, you know what? I don't even need to sleep. I'm just going to go lay here under the covers and be warm. And I'm going to sip my lemon water and I'm going to scroll, not doom scroll. Literally, as soon as anything I didn't feel good, I was like, no, no. I was looking for like stuff to make me laugh and make me feel good, reassuring, positive messages from other seers and readers and healers, and from you even to share your feelings about things. And waking up this morning, I felt even more in tune with who I am in my path. I felt like the veil had been lifted and everything became much more clear as to why we're experiencing these things. Now, I'll get into that in another day. I'd love to go live this weekend if I have time. I'm also a full-time college student right now, so things sometimes get a little crazy, but There is a collective work that we're all heading towards. And if you come across this video, it's because you're a part of it too, regardless of whether you feel certain that this is your calling or not. It's not by accident that you come across my page and you start watching my videos. So we're all in this together and we're sharing this work and we're all doing our individual parts towards this collective greater part. So this clarity is starting to come to us and we're starting to really understand what it is that we need to do. You're starting to feel that intuition when it speaks to you and you're starting to trust it more. And that's the more important part. Sometimes we feel a little off or we feel a little, and we try to push through anyway. And that's not what Spirit wants us to do. Spirit wants us to feel what we're feeling and experience that. And if it tells you to go lay down and rest, it tells you not to tax your emotions any further, that you've done enough today. Yesterday, I felt called to reach out and reach out to someone. And in other ways, I had to block some pathways for communication with that person because I didn't want to give them any other access but direct access to me. That's what I felt called to do. Because with the backdoor access, with the access in these roundabout ways, they were not compelled to reach out to me directly. They weren't seeing the seriousness of my intent here. Um, and it felt so much more specific when I went about it in that way. It was like, no, none of that matters to me. This is what matters right here, what's in front of me, what I'm dealing with, what I'm working with. So I felt called to do that and immediately didn't get the response that I wanted. But then this isn't about me. I did what I was called to do. It never said I was going to get an immediate reaction. Okay. So I stepped back and I went back to what I felt like doing, which was resting. And woke up this morning feeling very confident in the way that I approached that situation and feeling confident and not at all detoured. In fact, now I feel more than anything like I've taken the appropriate step and then stepping back and leaving space, just leaving space for this to occur without directing or forcing it. I hope this message calls to you in the way that it was intended to, on the work that you're specifically doing. There's no real specific message with these cards as much as it is for us to be focused on what it is our personal direct messages are and what we're supposed to be working on. So this is a little bit more of a general reading than I would normally do with these cards, but these cards are individual for each path and um, very hard to get into more specifics for such a general message. So let's get these next ones. Yeah, this is powerful too. This not only speaks to me and what I was just talking about in that last video, but I think it's a general message to the collective. There's both the idea of taking risks and watching our words. It's it is that we must be very aware of the way in which we go about things. If you want more, you have to go after more. That doesn't mean that you pound on the door, let me in. That's not going to accomplish what you're trying to do. It's going to scare people. On that same note, if you want to reconcile with someone, making sure that you approach the situation in a way where you are introducing that you would like to have this communication. I just want you to know that I still want to talk to you. I still want you in my life. And I'm not going to say any more because it's not for me to speak now. It's not my turn to speak now. It's their turn to speak. And I need to leave that space open. And if I continue to talk, I'm just filling that space and I'm not giving what I say that I'm giving. If I get frustrated and I say, well, never mind then, I'm immediately going to close the door. If I really truly want what I want, I'm going to do it in a way that represents me in the best way possible. You want a promotion? You got to go talk to your boss about it. What words are the words that will convey and present you in the best, most confident light? I've been committed to this role and this company for this frame of time, and I feel strongly that I am capable and reliable and possess the skills necessary to progress with this role. I feel that this position offers me an opportunity to continue to grow and represent me in this more committed role. There are ways that we want to convey ourselves, and it's very carefully right now that we want to present our words, because our words are what are representing us right now. We don't necessarily have the opportunity to demonstrate how we feel. This is about using our communication skills and about taking some time to figure out what it is that we really want to say. What is the most important thing? Make sure you make that your intro sentence, right? Doing some writing here, perhaps in our mind, before we go ahead and present these ideas. So what is the main idea? What are your supporting sentences, right? It is also very important that if we find ourselves angry, upset, or impatient, that we don't express that in this situation. If we're willing to put ourselves out there for an opportunity, we also have to be confident enough to wait for it. We have to demonstrate that we have that level of stability, that, yeah, I put myself out there and I want it, and I know I'm capable of that. And I'm demonstrating that I'm capable of that by not being impatient, by not pushing, by not throwing myself into the situation and then having a temper tantrum about it. So these two cards speaking on individuals who are thinking about taking a leap, thinking about doing something bold, thinking about reaching out to somebody. Big steps here, but cautious, smart steps here. Presenting yourself in the way that you want to be perceived is of the utmost importance right now. This is not a time to just do a bunch of rants and raving. This is not a time to complain to everyone. I'm getting for some that venting to the wrong person can be detrimental to you. So if you have any complaints or issues, you want to keep them to yourself. That can work against you. Um, Talking negatively about another person, whether it's a coworker, a family member, a friend, etc., is not going to look the way you think it's going to look. It doesn't put you in a more positive light. It actually makes that person question why you're talking like that. So watch your words, take your risk, be bold, do what you need to do right now, but do so cautiously and allow that space for you to be perceived in a way that is actually representative of who you are. Much love to you on your journey. I can't wait to visit with you again.